The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. We're going to start the show like we usually do, going across the pond to take a look at the German DAX and the London FTSE. We posted those in there for the room to see. They are in decided downtrends. And we've started to move down a little bit in the market today. I want to talk a little bit about the gold miners index because silver is getting hammered really badly today. But before we do that, I want to put a chart up that I got 3 emails on this morning in a matter of minutes from folks that attended the day trading thing. And that shows the 382 retracement, A, B, C, D, and the S&P up there at 45.60. We got all the way down to 45.18. So everybody that loves 382, raise their hand. Yay. They don't work all the time, but boy, they give you a risk-reward ratio second to none, boys and girls. I was listening to Basil, and he said that the NASDAQ had a little indigestion. Well, Basil, I think it's got a peptic ulcer, but that's just my opinion. And, of course, I'm wrong quite a bit. Also, folks, let me talk just a little bit about the gold and silver. I want to get the silver up here. And then I want to talk about something that is really important to me that you may or may not like, but I'm going to like it, so I'm going to present it in just a minute here. But here is the silver market. You can see here we went down to that 786, and we stayed there 3 days, took out yesterday's high, and we've just gone down. I mean, it's way, way oversold, but there's no reason in here to be buying the silver. Now, if we go over and look at the GDX, here's the gold miners index. Let's get this up here so you can take a quick look at it. About a week ago, about 10 days ago, we made the 382 retracement of the high that we made way back in January, up there at 46. We made that 382 retracement. We're almost down to a double bottom, pretty close to it right now. But the thing that we really want to focus on is possibly looking at the longer-term picture here in the gold miners index, because it's going to give you a good buying opportunity down here, about looks like another $2 or $3 in the gold miners index down there at around 27.80. That would be a 61% retracement on the move. So that's where I would be looking to buy the gold miners index. That's where you have at least a good retracement. Look at the 50% retracement. From there, we rallied just about 10% before we sold off again. So the number in that GDX is down about $2 or about 15% from where we are right now. Longer term, I still think gold is going to be okay, but it doesn't show any signs of a major bottom in here as of yet, and so I want to be able to bring that to your attention. Also, one other one that was very important today was the Treasury bonds. I will bring it up again because it had so much resistance up here. And those of you that love ABCDs, raise their hand. Oh, there's another one. Sorry to be a little bit comical here, folks, but my period of, being a comedian has been passed by over and over again. Let's just move over here and we'll take a quick look here at the bonds. We got up to 63 again this morning and then sold off another handle. Come back a little bit, but it still looks relatively bearish as we look at these things. Folks, let me talk a little bit about the mental part of this game. Paula's going to be on at the half hour, but I met Tom O'Brien in 2002, right after 9/11. They were doing the money show in February of that year, and you could still smell the stench of the burning of this diesel oil from Ground Zero, and it was really, and the place was packed. It's the biggest money show they ever had. And still to this day has never set a record that has beaten it. Everybody came for support, which was really great. But I met Tom then, and then I listened to his show off and on, and then I started listening to his positive outlook was just absolutely, it blew me away. And I really respect that kind of stuff. I've told the story when I was in graduate school in Indiana in 1964. Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone came, and also John Galbraith came to Indiana to give us, the graduate students in business, a talk. It was a half-a-day talk. They each talked about an hour and a half. And during the break, I was able to talk to W. Clement Stone, and he invited us. There were three of us standing there, and he invited us to come to Chicago and have lunch with him. And I said, when would you be available? And he said, well, just, call my secretary and set it up. So next week, we set it up to go up on a Friday to have lunch with him. Of the three people that were there, only one other person, a girl, her name was Jennifer, and I drove up to Chicago to have lunch with him. And we got to go over to the I can't remember that combined life insurance that was owned by W. Clement Stone, and we got to meet him. But while we were there, W. Clement Stone, of course, the author of Think and Grow Rich, a book that changed my life by many, many folds over. But he gave me a little card that I hold to this day, and it is, you can get these cards, by the way, at the Library of Congress. Basically, it's 10 rules of Thomas Jefferson. And the real thing about Jefferson, folks, you have to remember, John F. Kennedy gave a state dinner at the White House right after he was elected, and he had 20 of the greatest minds in the world from all different countries in the room. And you know what he said? He said, ladies and gentlemen, there hasn't been this much brain power in this room since Thomas Jefferson dined alone. So that showed you how much President Kennedy thought of Thomas Jefferson. But some of his rules are: never put off tomorrow what you could do today, never trouble anybody for anything that you can do yourself, and never spend your money before you earn it, never buy what you don't need just because it's cheap, nothing is troublesome if you do it willingly, and how much pain the evils cause us that never happens. That's really, really important. My dad used to say, if worrying helped, I'd go into the corner and sweat blood. How much pain look, take away something always on the smooth end of the handle. In other words, try the easy way. That's what was that? What's that razor's edge? I can't remember that. I can't remember that. Occam's razor. Always do the easiest way. And this is my favorite of all of them, folks. When you're angry, count to 10. And if you're really angry, count to 100. So Thomas Jefferson was one smart dude. I keep these rules here on my desk, and I don't share them very often, but I was thinking of some of the things that I learned from W. Clement Stone and also from Napoleon Hill, especially Napoleon Hill. And I'll get into more of that because he changed my daughter's life very much, too, because one of the biggest fans of Napoleon Hill was none other than Jack LaLanne. And we were growing up in the 60s there in Westlake Village. Jack LaLanne had his bodybuilding show. It was an exercise show for everybody, and it was the most popular thing on TV. And he was very, very famous. And then he moved to Morro Bay when he retired, he and his wife, Elaine. And they would come over to the house 2 or 3 times a week to go salmon fishing with John Raffoni on their boat. And I would make breakfast for him, and got to know Jack and his wife a lot. And I'll tell you the story behind that was very important to the Pesavento household. And we'll be right back. 877-927-6648. Billy Ray Valentine, Capricorn.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the opening call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, I want to continue my Jack LaLanne story that you've heard before, but I like it so much that I'm going to tell it again, and it's very important to my daughter Jill because she was the main player in this. We always, when we were in Southern California, there at San Luis Obispo, Pismo Beach, and Avila Beach, every 4th of July, they had a huge party out at Avila Beach. John Raffoni, Phil Acapura, and Fred Grant, who was an ophthalmologist, and he was very, very important in one of those big surgical stocks, Intuitive Surgical. He had something to do with that. He made a fortune doing that. But every 4th of July, they would have a big party, and we had salmon and tri-tip and the usual stuff, and a lot of people, probably about 100, 150 people. And my daughter came up from UCLA to spend the weekend with me, and because she loved being at the beach and stuff. And so we were there getting ready for the things. She was helping make salads and stuff. And then it started around 10:30, went to about 10 o'clock at night. But around 1:30, I noticed that Jack LaLanne and his wife Lala, her nickname was Lala, but her name was Elaine. They were sitting under the cabana there, and they were sitting there with my daughter Jill talking. So I didn't think too much about it. And then about an hour or so later, I looked back, and they were still sitting there. And about 2 hours later, 3 hours later, they were still sitting there. Then finally, at the end of the day, Jill was getting ready to go back to UCLA, and she said to me, she said, "Dad," she says, "that is the most interesting man that I have ever met." I said, "What did you talk about?" She said, "He talked to me about positive thinking and, put your mind to what you want to do." And she gave me some books to read. And she said, "Dad," she said, "these are the books that are in your library." And I said, "Yes, dear." I said, "Why haven't you read them?" She said, "Dad, you haven't been on TV like Jack LaLanne. Why should I listen to you?" Well, that's how it is being a parent. Anyway, she turned out to be a good kid. Both of them have. So anyway, it was all part of the positive thinking stuff. But I recommend anybody that has kids or don't have kids, just read that book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, because it's really it's one of the most popular books. I think it has more written in more languages than just about any of these other books that are out there. As I recall, that's how it used to be. But years have passed. I still have the actual video, or the recording. When you used to buy these little tiny tape recorders, I recorded the whole book on a little recording thing, and I would listen to it in the car. And I still had that. I still have that thing. I'm sure it doesn't need batteries, but now it's on tape or whatever you want it. But anyway, that's a good way to get. And it's the same thing with trading. If you come into this game, and here's a thing. It's not even on my wall anymore. I took the picture down, but Dr. Grant gave me a little thing that he lived by, and the saying is this: if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you cannot, you won't. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger, faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. And we can do this, boys and girls. 382, that's our motto. 382 is what to do. If you're losing money, study 382, and it'll get you out of the sack and into the gold mine. That's like all I can tell you. It's absolutely a great pattern. It works better than 2 out of 3 times, and it pays better than 3 to 1. You show me a game that you can play that's like that, and I will salute you, and I will tell you that that's a pretty good deal. By the way, folks, we just hit the upper level in the bonds that I was looking for today at 163.04. I don't know what it is now, but that's where we were taking a look at the sell side of it, and we'll see how high did we get. Oh, we're trading at 163.05, so we did get filled, the high being 13, so whatever that's worth. Okay, now I want to mention, excuse me, sorry, but Paula will be our guest here in about 4 or 5 minutes, 8 minutes when the break comes up, and she will tell us some things that she's working on, maybe a few stories about Mark. One of the beautiful things of working with him is you think I'm positive? You should have been around him, because man, he had an outlook on things that would have just it would have literally blew me away every day, and people who would come in and visit him would really be impressed by everything that he did. So I just want to bring that to your attention too. The really only important cycle, folks, in all of these things is this cycle right here, from the left ear to your right ear. If you get that one right, it's okay. There's times that you've got to stop trading, okay, and take a break. Sure, you can do that, but you've got to know when that cycle is right, you're in the game, and they're not going to be able to. They'll beat you once in a while, but they're not going to beat you to death. They're not going to beat you over and over again if you follow these simple little rules, and they're not they're not really rocket science, boys and girls. This is really, really quite easy. Well, it's never easy. Like Mark used to say, trading is simple, but it's not easy. And that's the bottom line. But keep baby steps working in your favor. And like I say, if you have trouble, go to that 382 pattern. You can use it on the daily, 15-minute. It doesn't make any difference. I just did it on the 15-minute here, and we just had a really nice move on that, and that's pretty much what we're watching here as we're looking at these things here today. So how much time we got? A couple of minutes left. Guys, I'm sorry you're not able to get through, but Al tells me the lines are just so lit up today that you're not going to be able to get them on here. Someone asked a question about, hold on one second. Someone's asked a question about the Chinese stock market. Folks, I haven't looked at it in a very long time. Probably should, just to see what the overall picture is, but frankly, I'm not even sure. Hold on, maybe somebody snuck in with a call. Oops, one line Al's telling me you've got just about 30 seconds to get in for your call if you want to. All the other sorry, folks, you missed it. Al said it. You're already off. Sorry, son of a gun. Isn't that something? Okay, those of you that have been following the wheat market, you'll notice that, hold on a second, I can't post it because I'm not able to do two things at once here, but we had a major high up there at around 822. We were focusing on today. It's now trading at around 805, 804. So if you did that one, make sure you don't lose on anything like that. By the way, if you're doing the bonds at the 163.04 level that we were looking at, you only risk half a point on bonds, which is $500. That's the harmonic number in bonds. Is it's actually 20 ticks, but we use 16 ticks as our risk factor on that. So that's another one. The other thing, folks, I'm very impressed at how gold is acting, folks, with silver collapsing like it has, going below, way below that 22 level. You'll see that gold has held up relatively well. Gold should be down around the 1760 level that we were looking for, and that's not happening. So again, I'm puzzled, but I get puzzled a lot, that's for sure. One other thing that is important to look at here, folks, is the natural gas. Here's a perfect example. I want to get this up here to show you where we are. Let me get this. Where's that big natural gas one that I have? Shut the front door, Larry, and raise the rent. Where is it? There. Here it is right here. We have broken through all major support here. Now, hold on a second, boys and girls, because this is important. We have gone all the way down to 404 has been the low. Stay tuned for Paula Douglas at the break. We'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I believe we have on the line Paula Tomasini Webb Douglas. PT,
yes, you do.
How are you doing? How you doing, darling?
Pretty good. How about you?
I am good. Paula, right before the show started, a little message came to my mind, and I couldn't remember it. And I remember parts of it, but Mark was very involved with Neil Walsh in that book about God. I can't remember. Can you remember the story behind? I'm sure you do because you were there every day. What am I talking about? But he was very, very close to Neil Walsh, and he really believed in the philosophy of that, as I recall.
Yes, Neil Donald Walsh was basically a homeless alcoholic living on a park bench many years ago, and felt that he got a message from God. And so he started taking notes, and that ended up being his empire of the Conversation with God series. And Mark and I met Neil way back when he was first starting out in Chicago, and went to one of his lectures and just thought, this is a real down-to-earth guy, been in the trenches, and he has a lot of good insight, a lot of inspiration. And so Mark went to a number of his retreats and that sort of thing, and really embraced that sense of spirituality in his life. And, so Mark was probably one of the most spiritual people I've ever met in my life.
Amen to that. Yep.
He always put himself in the other trader's shoes first, and that's what made him such a great man. And I'm not just saying that because, I would love
you're
the guy,
married to him.
yeah. I mean, but
think
seriously,
you have a biased
he really
opinion?
was just a tad. But he wasn't a saint. Don't get me wrong, but he definitely really cared about traders like I do. Really cares. So
all kinds of people too. That's for sure.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Tell us what you got for us. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say didn't want to hold your program back, but when I was just before the show came on, I was thinking of that, and I said I couldn't remember the book. I knew it had something to do with God, but I forgot it was Conversations with God. But was he enjoyed that very much. I know that's for sure. Okay, tell us what you're looking at, or what can you help us with today, young lady?
Okay, so, it was the last time we spoke, I talked about the new wave of trading psychology. And we have to keep in mind that, the pandemic isn't going away, obviously, since we found out this week. And we have to make sure that our mindset is geared for anything happening at any time. Now, I know most of you have read our books, have read that we say that, and some of you have been to our workshops, we teach that, but we are living in a time now where it truly means anything can happen everywhere, not just in the markets. And so we have to really take that into account to expand our mindset to say, okay, anything can happen. Am I prepared for that mentally? And that's our approach right now, because a lot of traders are contacting me who are good traders up until the pandemic, because the uncertainty underlying everything is playing havoc with their sense of self-trust and consistency. So if you're feeling that way, you're not alone. That's my long-winded point. You're not alone. Everyone is feeling uncertain. Am I trading effectively? And when you have trading errors, it may be because you just need to tweak your approach a little bit. And that's where I come in.
Well, you do a good job for sure. Tell the folks now, the person that probably needs the help the most is the person's consistently losing. And because we see this all the time, new traders coming out, they think they can beat the market. Of course, when it goes straight up and they keep buying, it's great. But when it returns to where it should be, they don't do so well. What is the first step of taking someone that's consistently losing and beginning to make them think that they can be a winner?
Well, they have to understand, they have to go into asking themselves, why do I allow myself to keep losing? Are they punishing themselves? Do they feel guilty about making more money? Do they just not feel good about themselves? And it really is a mental game. Trading, other than your analysis, is 100% mental game. And if you are losing consistently, then you have to sit down and do some self-reflection and say, why am I doing this to myself? And write down on a pad of paper the answer that comes to your brain, no second guessing, and you're going to have your truth right there. And that's going to give you a good start to start changing about why you're limiting your ability to grow your equity.
I've gone through that, so I know that's absolutely the truth.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple, but it does take a little bit of, personal time, and you have to be honest with yourself. And if you're honest with yourself, you can accomplish anything.
Yeah, that honesty's got to be there, that's for sure. And folks, when we're talking about this, it's not just the people that are losing consistently. Even big traders go through some really bad periods. I mean, I've sat with Mark, and of course you have too, Paula, because you knew many of these people because you were in the office while it was happening. Some of these guys would have drawdowns of $3, $4, or $5 million, didn't they, Paula? I mean, it was incredible.
Right.
The sound of money that they were losing. And of course, when they made it, they made 15 or 20, but it wasn't money. It was how the game was played, as I recall.
Well, exactly. I mean, and classic case is Robert St. John.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, when, he was probably, and I know we've talked about this before, but he was probably the best T-bond trader ever. I mean, ever. He remembered every single trade in his brain. He remembered it. Somebody could say, well, what did we do on the 12th of December in 1987? And he'd go, oh, yeah, I was into you for 50 contracts at such and such a number. That's how his mind worked. But he was addicted to trading, and he overtraded, and that's when he would lose. So we had to have him scale back and just only trade for the first 2 hours of the day. And then he made money consistently.
Yeah,
so
he
it
traded,
could be something like that, too. With people that are losing, they may just simply be over trading.
Yeah, Mark made a deal with him when we were in Pismo Beach, one of the times that you guys came out to visit us, and that he said Robert could only trade the first hour and a half of trading bonds, trading during the day of bonds. He could only trade the first hour and a half. After that, he couldn't trade. And they kept score that week that he was with us. And on the first 4 days, he did what he was supposed to do. On the fifth day, he could do what he wanted to do. After he lost half of the money that he lost on the first 4 days, he decided he better quit. And then after that, he realized, maybe Mark is right about this. But he was really good in that first hour and a half. But then he would get either overconfident or wouldn't follow his rules. And he was addicted, and he knew it too. Luckily, he wasn't addicted to alcohol or any of the other bad things you could have, because he didn't have any of those things that bothered him. But boy, he sure loved trading, and golly, he was really good. And he was really generous too. I can remember some of I don't want to go into some of that stuff, but he was a very generous guy. Anybody that needed help, you just knocked on his door, and he was there to help for sure. Gosh, you met so many wonderful people, Paula, through those so many years. God bless you, honey. Let's come back. She's got some more for us, folks. Paula Douglas. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we are chatting with Paula Douglas, PT. What else do you have for our folks today that they might be able to use?
Well, as you know, there's an open invitation to everyone listening to call if they have trading questions or questions about our products. It's a free 30-minute chat, and that's an open invitation. It doesn't expire anytime on the Pacific time zone from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week. So feel free to call with any questions, and the phone number is 442-268-5480. We're going to be coming out with some new books in the beginning of the year. We're going to have an audio book of The Disciplined Trader and just, some really good products. And we're starting our podcasts probably in January on a consistent basis, once a week. So I'll keep you guys posted on that too.
Oh, well, on the podcast, how do you get those? What is that going to be, like YouTube stuff?
Yeah, we're going to have a channel, and then, we're just going to do a weekly program where you can send in your questions and I'll answer them, and, just address common trading challenges and current events and how it applies to the markets and your perspective. And it's, I've recorded quite a few already for other hosts, and, they're pretty well received. So we're looking forward to doing this on our own.
It'd be nice if you could get some of these famous traders that you guys have worked with through the years to do something on that. People would love to hear these guys go through the trials and tribulations that they had to get where they are. People
right.
they think they were just born great traders, and that's not how it works. We know that for a fact, don't we?
Right. Well, and that's the plan. Yeah. We're going to have interviews with some of the guys that we've helped over the years, and so other traders can understand that they're not alone with any of their challenges, and that you can work through them and become the best trader you can be.
Oh, that's good. Well, listen, we're going to have you on again in a few weeks, and anytime you want to chat with us, you just get on the horn, and we'll be happy to visit with you, because the memories of all the fun we had. Folks, most of you folks know this, but Sarah and I were married by Paula after she became a preacher, and Mark was my best man. So they are family. There's no question about that. My kids still talk about some of the holidays we did together. Anyway, listen, we'll let you go, and we'll be looking forward. Anytime you want to post something, let me know, and we'll get you on the air to let the people know what you're doing. Okay?
Okay, that sounds great. All
Okay.
right, and if I don't speak to you, everybody have a great holiday season, and stay safe and trade well.
There you go. We'll have you on before the holidays. You can save that a message for later.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. You bet.
All right.
Thanks, Paula. You bet.
See you soon.
You bet. Well, since we're talking about Mark Douglas and Paula Douglas, she's still doing the same program that Mark did. I'm going to share you one of his very favorite patterns. This is the 15-minute. He traded a 15-minute Treasury bond, and of course he was really big on ABCDs. AB equals CD. AB equals CD. And as you know, down here at 61.20, we were taking out the lows of yesterday, December the 2nd, by 3 pips. This is the opening, folks. And as you can see here, right after the opening, the market talk starts up. You're above the opening. You're coming off major. He would have been a buyer there about 162.06 and trailed his stop up. And of course, that would have been a huge win. But that's what he basically did. I mean, I'm not divulging anything that you folks don't already know, because we've talked about this, for many, many times. But he was a strong believer in ABCD, and when you put these numbers together, it gives you an idea of putting the odds in your favor. And that's really what you have to do, is give that tiny little bit of an edge. Your biggest edge is this one here, folks, that 9-inch cycle from left to right. You get that one right, it's okay. But it takes a long time to get that right. It takes baby steps to learn to take the the trials and tribulations of losing 2 or 3 times in a row. You say, oh, maybe it's not working. Well, that's the time that it does work the best. Look at my last 3 trades in the euro have been break even. Each one of them has had about a $300 or $400 profit, but they were all break even trades. Today was another perfect example. We didn't do a trade today because of the we got out of it last night because of we came down and hit our stop. I didn't want it to go to a loss, and of course it came back down again, and it's just chopping around in this channel. That something's going to happen big in the euro very shortly, folks. And remember, the first of the year in these currencies, for some reason, has a tendency to have some big moves. So we're watching that one closely. And then also in the stock market, we still think, we're looking at some pretty exciting things, that look pretty good in the stock market. But that's neither here nor there. The stocks are looking very weak, folks. We've had this big down move. We have these rallies that end abruptly. Like today, if you believed in ABCD, you could find the really nice ABCD up there at 46.06 in the S&P, and especially the one in the NASDAQ at 16,000. It is 16,000. Wow, 16,120, I think, or 120, 115, something like that. Now it's trading at 600 handles lower than that already, and that's not a good sign. With no rally, folks, this thing has not had any rally at all. All we've been able to do in the S&P is rally about 10 to 12 points from those times, but the NASDAQ is just constant pressure, coming on and on and on. I'll be doing all the FANG stocks and the other stuff over the weekend. I'll be getting them ready for the newsletter that'll come out Sunday. So there'll be some big things to look at, of course, and I think that'll be helpful to all of us also. Now, I wanted to do one other thing here that I thought was relatively important. Regarding the bonds, folks, if the way we trade that bond, we did go short at 04. It's trading at 11 right now. This is the one that's not working in our stop, and we're going to risk half a point. So that's going to put our stop up around 161.20. 163.20, and that's the only one that we have that's not doing too well today. But the others are hanging in there pretty good, so we're not complaining. Well, we do complain a lot, but no one ever listens to us, so that's a key to remember here. All right, let's see if they got any questions coming in from the den this morning. And Al says there's no need to call in, folks. The lines are lit up, and send Paula's number. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Let me type it in here. Al, can we type Paula's number into the den for us? Someone's asking for that, and I don't have it. I've got it on speed dial, so I can't. Wait a minute. I got it something other than speed dial. Yeah, if you go to her website, White Shark, and that's it. If you go to the website, that'll be the thanks, Bob. I will have a great weekend. They're always great at my age. I'm really lucky, folks. It's Shark, White Shark. They're showing it in Tiger TV now, and that's her website. And White Shark, if you have any trouble just give me email Larry Pesavento at gmail.com, and I will. I've got it here somewhere, but there it is. There it is. It's 442-268-5480. Oh, that's a cell phone number. Okay, but that's her private cell phone number. So that's pretty much it. Okay, hey, let's take a break here. 877-927-6648.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Okay, folks, I posted a chart from my friend Ala over in the UK on the S&P. Top should be in. Market's acting like it's a top, and even Basil's getting scared. And so listen to that man. He knows what he speaks. Okay, now let's talk just a little bit. I don't want to get into politics, but they're talking about the COVID variant in South Africa and all this stuff. Folks, there's been less than 6 million people have died out of 7.3 billion. Okay, now it is not a pandemic. It's a bad case of the flu. And I know some people have died, and God help them, and I really feel badly about that. But the news that they're giving us is such a crock of baloney. You know, I know Joe was on there yesterday, and he got a lot of flack, you know, because of what he was saying. But you got to go with the facts, folks. I mean, yeah, if you get it, yeah, you're going to get sick, yeah, and you might die. But it's not like that. the Spanish flu, where we lost 42% of the population or something. It's one out of 1,000 people die. I mean, that's okay. I'm off the soapbox now, boys and girls. I want you to have a wonderful weekend. Remember that these markets go up and down, so even though there's a buyer, there's always a seller standing in the way. The open interest has not been very popular with these things for the indices, so pay attention to that. They're showing that more and more selling is coming in, and we'll watch it. A big one to watch this week, folks, is crude oil. It should have made a major bottom down there at that 62. That was a 78% of the low way back in May. And we've had a nice rally off of that. We've rallied well over $7 a barrel in a matter of 2 days. But remember, we went from 85 all the way down to $62 a barrel. And that was in the face of everybody telling us it was going to be $100 a barrel. So let the charts lead you to the way, boys and girls. It's AB equals CD. It don't work all the time, but it works most of the time. And that's what we like to remind our folks. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. We'll see you on the flip side on Monday. We're going to have, who's our guest next week? Oh, I haven't got my sheet turned yet. We'll get it taken care of Monday.